Hello team, today's challenge is Emoji Translator, which is where we have these emoji, these what appear to be single characters, and we need to return their word string. And we get enough of them and they turn into full sentences. So we have rock and star, that translates into rock star, right? Kind of like Pictionary, I guess. And of course there's a space in between there. Lots of fun stuff that we'll need to take care of. Now, this is not the first time that we've seen a translation exercise. One that we've seen back in June was British to American, where we had the British spellings and we were expected to translate them to American spellings, right? With this one, we couldn't just split directly, right? We had to kind of work through it and do some stuff, which means that over in the code, our code was a lot more elaborate than it will be today, right? We'll still need to create this object, but inside of here, it will get very simple. But there are some catches with that. So let's take a look, okay? To start out, I'm going to get rid of this, and we might do something like split, okay? Splitting on empty nothingness, right? So splitting each individual character, and we might think, yeah, that's great, that's perfect, until we see that this didn't work. And the reason that this didn't work, if I bring up the tools and refire it, right, we're going to get these weird characters. So it's returning the array to start because we haven't done anything else. But for rock, it's splitting into two different Unicode characters. And it doesn't know what to do with those, right? Like that's not what we wanted at all. So when we split, there's a chance that we have multi-byte characters, and that's what this is, okay? Same with slice. And most of that is because when they created those methods, they didn't really have to worry about emoji. Emoji weren't a real thing back then. So they were dealing in single individual code bytes, right? Or code, not code points. What is it? I forget the name. But they were dealing in individual pieces. And that's why when we split, we get extra bits. Now, the good news is that if we use modern JavaScript, then that kind of goes away. So if we wrap this up and just split it this way, now when I clear this out, it's still going to throw errors, but you can see that emoji has returned, right? Now it's the rock again. So that is good news. If we use newer methods, we can do this. And in fact, I went through a deep dive on exactly this, splitting emojis and doing stuff like that. That is all over here. It's a completely different challenge, right? The microblog challenge on exorcism.org. But they did do that. And the goal here was to truncate, right? So you were given a few sentences worth of characters and you had to reduce them down to just 5 characters. But you can't break emojis, right? An emoji is considered a character, not multiple characters, even though it's made up of multiple code pieces, okay? Actually, they have that term down here. It is code unit, right? So multiple code units versus code points, which is the entire emoji, okay? With this one, it was a deep dive. I went through, I think, 12 iterations on all kinds of stuff, but we've already found a way, so we're going to keep it simple. I definitely recommend keeping this one in your back pocket in case you need something more advanced, right? I go into INTL, INTL segmenter, and something called is well formed, and a few different things to get the job done. So that's all over here, but we are back over here, okay? Because we have this working, I no longer need my dev tools. I can get that, and we do it, right? So we have map like this. If I could spell map, we're going to take that character and send it through as what? Now, one thing that we haven't done is we haven't brought in our code because I've kind of jumped ahead, which is odd for me. I meant to actually do this part first. So let's go and do that. Okay. We're going to copy all of this, bring it over and toss it up here. So const emoji map like this. It's going to be new map, and sending it through just the way that we have with other things. Highlighting all of these, getting the indent right. There it is. And selecting this tab, okay? The tab lets us multi-cursor through all of this. It's weird that the tabbing between star and the word star is different, but what do I know, right? What do I know? Right here, we need to add a comma, okay? The space is optional. And we need to grab this and wrap it in quotes. And for consistency, I'm going to use double quotes, okay? Right here, we wrap all of these lines in square brackets and then a comma, right? So that gets it done. The emoji is our key. The word is our value. We can do that, and we can absolutely use that right here, right? With get the character. There's a chance that our emoji is not in here. What are we supposed to do? Well, we should probably just return the character, right? Just leave it as is. And then the final bit is to join it on a space, okay? At which point it is done, and it's done just that fast, okay? So the important part here is when we're dealing with emoji or multi-byte characters. So if you're doing something with Chinese, Japanese, some of the other languages that are not Latin based, right? It is in your best interest to use newer JavaScript methods to get it done. The newest that you're allowed to. Okay. In this case, spread being so new, right? It's 2015 is when it came out. So the spread operator supports emojis, supports multi-byte characters, and it gets the job done. If you try to use split or slice, you're going to have a bad time of it. You're going to have to do extra work, right? I showed what some of that looked like in that other video. So again, definitely go and watch that if you're interested in this sort of thing. Otherwise, today, this is all you need to get this done, okay? You set up your data, and then you break it apart. You break apart your string, map over it, join it up, and send it out the door. Again, not every solution, just hopefully one good solution. If you liked it, if you hated it, if you found a different way, let me know all that stuff in the comments. Otherwise, for today, this has been Emoji Translator, and I will see you tomorrow.